So let me give you guys an update, especially to the Vechain, the VFam, regarding DHL. And I guess I can talk about this because it was a back and forth public between me and Sarah. So she gave me her connections inside DHL. I'm going to follow up with my connection, which is a very, very close family member of mine inside DHL America, who is really big fish. I mean, I don't want to get too much into that, but, you know, it is what it is, you know. So, I mean, all the stars are aligning, right? I'm a big fan of Vechain, big believer in Vechain. I have a really close family member inside DHL who basically has a lot of pull in decisions being made. So, you know, Vechain has already connections in DHL Asia. So I'm gonna be talking to, you know, my close family member and say, hey, listen, this is what's going on here, and let's see what happens. So I mean, I don't want to speak too much about it since it was public on Twitter. I'm gonna mention a little bit about it, but I'm not gonna talk too much about it publicly. But things are in motion. I will talk about the things that were public on Twitter. And again, if you're not following me on Twitter, it's 007MacMac007, 007MacMac007. Follow me on Twitter. But there was a back and forth between me and Sarah because I don't know, for whatever reason, I was just not frustrated, but I was just like confused. I'm not understanding. You know, I'm trying to reach to a certain individual about this because I'm like, man, I think there's a play here. I think, you know, the tide might be shifting towards something that might be advantageous for a partnership here between Vechain and you know, DHL. You know, just at least let's have a sit down. You know, especially since we're all in Miami, right? So we can arrange this. And of course, I'm talking about Jason Rockwood, who's doing, by the way, a phenomenal job. You know, special shout out to Jason. Keep on doing what you're doing. You know. But I was just confused. I didn't understand what was going on because I'm just like, wait a minute, we're all in the same city for the most part. You know, it's only like 25 minutes for me to get into Miami, right? And we can sit down, we can arrange, and of course, it's not going to happen overnight, right? But we can start the process, right? Let's start the process. So, I mean, you already got DHL Asia, so you know, just like what Sonny Lou said, and I'm going to shift now into what the Amsterdam meetup. Sonny Lou was saying, you know, what we did with PWC China or Asia, they're trying to replicate that now with PWC US, which is very, very bullish. And now some things might have been taken out of context, in not about PWC US, but about Walmart US. Now, it might have not. We don't know. So we're not going to put false information out there. But what I will tell you, and if you're not following me on Twitter, you should see it. And if you're not following Vechain, there's a lot of people putting it up. That was a very, very bullish statement. Now, the market is very irrational. I've always said the price of Vechain should be at least at 2, 3, 4, 5 cents right now. That's where it should be right now. That's where it should be. Get not financial advice, okay? The market is acting irrational. It's an irrational market. The fundamentals are there, right? Yet the price is not with the fundamentals. So that right there, again, not financial advice, but with all the fundamentals, with all the things that are happening behind the scenes, and not even behind the scenes, it's kind of out there in the public. You got to be lazy. You got to be kind of blind, deaf, or dumb not to. And I'm not trying to be like rude or nasty. I'm just being real. I mean, seriously, to not know that Vechain is doing some major things. I mean, it is what it is. Yet the price is, it's an irrational price. It just does not make any damn sense. But with that, you get the best deals, right? So going back to what Sonny Lou was talking about in the Amsterdam meetup, which was just happened a couple of days, it's very bullish, you know, saying we want to replicate what we did with PWC China with PWC United States. Now, that just in itself is major. That's just major. Okay. Now this is where things get a little tricky, where people are trying to put the pieces together. But let's pause. Let's selah. All right. That's a little biblical Jewish term right there. Let's meditate on this really quick before we go into the other thing. Okay. Because that's major news in itself. All right. PWC USA. Okay. So if that happens, that's major. Okay. That's not something small. That's not something to, you know, like, oh, okay, that's cute. No. That is major news. Okay, so that in itself is major news. Now, this is where it gets a little tricky because remember, Sonny Lou's first language is not English. But it does kind of seem like he's saying what we replicated with PWC US with China, excuse me. We're going to do the same thing with Walmart, because PWC Asia is the one that kind of connected Walmart China with Vechain. So listen, stop being hard on people who get excited and you're putting misinformation. I understand what you're saying, right? I get your point that you don't want misinformation in there, but take a step back and really listen to it. It's okay. It's okay. We don't need to be all legalistic and putting rules and you can't do this and you shouldn't do that, and just relax a bit, man. Let people get excited. It's okay. It's okay to rejoice and be happy, man. But so even with all that, if it's not, it's just very, very bullish. And I love how he talks about the price of vet. I strongly like that as well, that the enterprises, the partnerships, they're noticing that and what's going on. So the focus on the price, we're getting like, this is irrational. This is not a normal price. This is not where it should be. So again, not financial advice. This is where you have to be smart and say, hey, all the signals are pointing that this is a steal right here. This is a steal. This is not even a sale. It's a steal. This is robbery. This is theft. Vechain at these prices. That's why I've said it. I've been saying it. I will continue to say it. And I have to say this, and I know a lot of people stop saying it's not financial advice. Listen, buddy, I have to say it. All right? It's not financial advice. But with that being said, 0.003 whatever, the price of Vechain is ridiculous. So being smart, seeing it like that, I can't even mention this person's name. Let me even say this. I got my first copyright infringement because I put some information about one of those 5 tokens. So I can't even get into that. But someone did mention the buy up price for Vechain was at around 1 cent, 1.6. So basically like 2 cents, right? 2 cents for Vechain. We're looking at 0.003. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I mean, with all these things happening, with all these things really happening, and the things that we're going to continue to see in the regards of Vechain, I mean, the fundamentals are there. The price is not. That to me is a sweet spot. That's, for me, in my opinion, is when you attack. Or let me not say you, is when I attack and I continue to attack and take advantage, because there is so much damn leverage to the upside. All right, guys, I can keep on going. Literally, I can talk for like hours and hours, especially about Vechain. I don't like making long videos. All right, so I hope you get my point of view. I try to assist you. I try to help you to navigate through the cloudiness, through the murkiness, so that you can see things clearly. And what I try to do is simplify this whole thing. We overcomplicate this thing. Seriously, it's not that complicated. It really isn't. Don't try to complicate it. And one of the things I say, you're looking at it from a micro level. Zoom out, zoom out, zoom out, and look at it from a different perspective. And when you do that, looking at it from a different prism, a different perspective, when it's time for Vechain to let loose, whenever that time is, whenever that time may be, the word I like to use is violent. All right? And the reason why I use the word violent, so that you can understand what I'm trying to say. Okay? That it's not going to be a simple move. It's not going to be just a little, okay, 0.03, we go to 5 cents. No. It's going to be violent. This is going to be, in my opinion, not financial advice, but when Vechain moves, it's going to move, okay? And that's why I use the word violent, right? So you can understand what I'm thinking in my mind, just in my opinion, okay? So violent is not a simple move up. It is parabolic. It is chaotic. It's just like what just happened in the Vechain market, the Vechain price. Because we're talking about not a penny. We're not talking about 2 cents. We're not talking about 3, 4, 5 cents, right? Where it should be at, around those levels, right? We're talking about 0.003 price for Vechain. Are you kidding me? That's ridiculous. So when it's time for Vechain to rip, the word I use is violent. All right, guys. Video way too long. Stay blessed. Be blessed. Till next time. All right. I'm out.